sunshine. I'm Shelby Barrett, the Stoned for the Stoned Roadie Show, and it's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
It's the Stoned Roadie Show, podcast 186, Wake and Bake the Morning Buzz, episode number 66, action. Well, good morning, fellow Earthlings. It's the first day of summer, Friday, June 21st. 2024, and looky here, my name's Craig Reed, aka the Stoned Roadie, and I'm your host, and I'm known as the in some small circles as the most famous roadie that ever existed since the dinosaur. And this is my co-host, the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. And with us today, we have Brian Gibbons. So what are we going to talk about this first day of summer there, Griff?
Well, we're happy to have Brian Gibbons on here. And a lot of times people, they just don't understand why Craig's so infatuated with losing weight and fat people and sharing pictures of fat women and fat people on Facebook. Well, there's a means to the madness, and he is on a mission to rid the world of obesity. And it's working because we have a gentleman here who lost over 150 pounds on the Craig Reed fat shaming diet. And so we brought this gentleman on here to legitimize the Craig Reed fat shaming diet. And it's basically what it is he just insults the hell out of you until you go, you know what? I got to lose some weight because I feel like a fat ass. Or either you'll go jump off of a bridge and kill yourself.
I don't imagine my audience is much more different than normal regular people. 80% of the people out there are fat, so I imagine 80% of the people watching are fat. So, but
I'm really glad I'm not a fat effer anymore. That would really suck bad, in my opinion, you fat effers.
And that's courtesy of Dave the Disciple. He sent these little recorders to me and Craig. And every time I want to go get a pack of Cheetos, I just push that button. And then I got all these magnets that I have them right here. I put them on my refrigerator. And then now I'm starting to look like an Auschwitz victim. That's green. So that's why it's not
my
showing
green
up.
screen's messing with this one.
Yeah, crazy. So we're happy that Brian decided to come on here and talk about, because it's somewhat embarrassing, when you're fat, but then once you've lost all the weight, you kind of like, rejoicing, and you feel like, you're a new person, and that's how Brian feels. And Brian had a lot of health issues that may or may not have been a contribution to his weight. I'm sure some of it was, right, Brian? So he's had like a lot of surgeries, and I've been kind of watching him on Facebook. He's gone through hell. I mean, literally hell the guy's been through. So, Brian, thanks for coming on, and you're half the size you used to be. And now you're on here to kind of like tell people about the good that Craig did for you. And let's just go back and take a look. Now, this isn't anything to do with Lynyrd Skynyrd, but you are a big Lynyrd Skynyrd fan, and that's kind of how you started following Craig. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yeah, that was the only reason I tolerated him for as long as I did, really.
So when's the first time that you knew who Craig was, and then and tell us how it is that you started like hearing Craig talking about fat and what your thoughts were about his fat shaming diet. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I first saw Craig Reed in a book called "I'll Never Forget You" that Gene Oldham wrote back in '87 on a tribute tour in Knoxville, Tennessee, and it he said a little something about Craig mixing drinks, said or something, and he said that must be what he's doing because he can't cook, he can't even boil water, and that's the first time I'd seen Craig, so I knew who he was. I didn't know how important he was to the band as far as what all he did, but years later, Facebook come on, and I saw him, and I become friends with him, and I ended up going through a divorce about the time, and my wife had made a comment. My ex-wife, she said, "You're so fat." She said, "You'll never find nobody else." Stuff like that. And
Now, how many years ago was this, Brian? How many years ago was this?
This was about probably 4 years ago.
Okay, all right.
About 4 years ago. And anyway, I was in pretty bad shape, and I'd had they said at least 3 heart attacks. And I told Craig the other day I'd actually stopped at 360 weighing myself because I knew when I got on the scale, I was going to be mad. I was going to be, all day long. And I just got to where I quit weighing. And my hip went out, my left hip. Got to where I couldn't hardly get around. I was selling corn and soybean seed. If I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't have been able to make it. And anyway, because of my weight, partially was because I was born with hip dysplasia and didn't know it. Well, anyway, I ended up getting hooked on pain medicine and decided to go to rehab. And while I was in rehab, I met this guy. His name was Christian Parton. And he's about 6'5", 6'6", real good guy. Kind of puts you in the mind of a soft type big man. And he told me, so I'm going to lose some weight. He said, I'm going to get in shape. And sure enough, man, he went on a good diet, and he started lifting weights, and he got looking really good. And I said, what did you go on? And he said, I went on the intermittent fasting. So I tried intermittent fasting and started losing a little bit of weight. And I come home, I'd lost maybe 10 pounds, something like that. But I was making a little progress. And I started seeing Craig. I started to get back on Facebook, and I started seeing I'd been so bad before. I'd get and look in the mirror and cuss myself. You fat, low life, And I sitting there with Craig, and the first one's ha ha he he. Second one, ha ha ha. Third, fourth, fifth one. You're like, hey, wait a minute, man. And I thought, I'm going to tolerate him because he's from Skinner, but he's a prick, But anyway, I started losing weight. I got serious, and I'm blessed where I don't get hungry in the morning.
Let me stop you right there because, okay, we want to kind of dissect this process. So you were like looking at Craig and you were going, okay, yeah, I get it. And then you were like, this guy's a real asshole. And then what was it that clicked in your mind that made you think, you know what? He's right. Was it something he said, or was it just a constant barrage of insults?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the constant barrage of insults. It was I started getting. I'd had 3 heart, and I've had 2 in my LAD stents, and then another one, and my numbers were terrible. I was a diabetic, and my health was bad, and I was having surgeries. I had 2 hip replacements, knee replacement, and one day he posted a picture, and I saw that he had actually been fat too.
Right.
The reason I was mad from the get-go was like this little skinny jerk is trying to tell me, I didn't realize that he had been fat too. And he every now and then he would post something that would say, most people die of obesity or heart disease, which is caused by obesity, or when he wasn't insulting,
Right.
And my numbers in like 1 year, I went from being full blown diabetic to not being diabetic at all. And when I went and got a sinus surgery right before I had my knee surgery, right before his neck. And I weighed 293, and I hadn't weighed in a long time. And I hadn't been
now, were you divorced? Were you divorced from your ex-wife at this time?
Yeah.
Were you single?
Yeah. I was.
You were single.
I had started losing a little bit of weight, and I met the lady that I'm married to now, Diane. When I was probably right around 300 pounds when I met Diane. And,
so your ex-wife was wrong. You did find somebody, even though you were fat still.
Yeah. I found, an angel. I mean, she quit her job and stayed home and took. I mean, if I told you what she's done for me, the things she's got me up out of the floor when I've fallen. I mean, she's done everything, anything you could think of.
Yeah.
She bathed me. I mean, just everything.
And she was there when you were fat, not when you were skinny. She was. Yeah. So now she's kind of like got a bonus guy now that you've lost all that weight.
Well, I told her, I said, I was already pretty. I said, no, I lost this weight. I said, I think you hit jackpot, you know. But she's always with me anyway, you know.
But go ahead and finish. I'm sorry I interrupt you. I'm just trying to keep everything, you know, so people know what's going on. Yeah. So go ahead.
But anyway, I went and had my blood work, and I had went from being like my A1C from being like 8, 9 or something like that was down to like 5 point. The other day it was 5.3, and I was like, everything in line, everything. And my doctor told me, he said, if I didn't know that you had 3 heart attacks, he said, I would have never dreamed that you had 3 heart attacks. He said, you're the healthiest person I know to have 3 heart attacks.
What was your weight at that time when everything started coming down?
I guess probably around 260, 250. I started doing pretty good, and I went off my shot. When I started getting really, really good numbers, I was probably around 240, and now I've gained a little bit. I got down to about 198 with my last back of the neck surgery. And they said, you need to gain a little weight because I had that bone sticking out where, you know, that literally bone was sticking out, trying to come out of the skin and did. And anyway, they wanted me to gain a little bit of weight, and I've gained a little bit. And the other morning I weighed 212. And I think my scales are a couple, 2-3 pounds heavy. So I'm 208, something like that. And I was weighing into the 360s, maybe even 370. I really don't know, Griff. But
you're 6'5", 6'4"?
Yeah, I'm with shoes on, about 6'5". You know,
6'5", yeah.
You know, but it all come together kind of not all at once, really. It just started making sense when you start slowly seeing things happen. And then I called Craig, or he actually called me, and bought some. My wife was selling some things, some hair treatment, shampoo or something. And he bought some off of her, and I ended up getting acquainted with him a little bit, and we got to talking, and I got to realize, and I said, man, this guy, he might not come across right, but if you talk to him and listen to him, he is not trying to be a prick. He's trying to be a good guy. He's just the way he is.
Right. And
I tell you what, I wish if I ever had a plane crash, I would have to have a friend like Craig Reed that would take and create a podcast, and like you, and go out and make money and give to those people. I think that's a pretty good person myself. I mean, so what? He tells a few fat jokes. Truth be known, Craig's just saying what everybody else is thinking. But that's another thing that really motivated me with Craig. Before I really gave in and said he's right, what really I kind of got kicked off and said, you know what, he's not the only one who feels that way. He's just saying what everybody else feels. I knew that, but I decided, you know, I'm just going to show him. I'm going to show my ex-wife, you know. And I started losing weight, and I started feeling a lot better. I mean, I got my life back, and once I got down in the 250s, 260s, I knew. But now I'm going to tell you what I did, and I don't want to leave this out. I did a lot of praying, and it's kind of funny. I've heard Craig, and I don't know if he's kidding, if he's serious, but he said, I'm on a mission from God. Well, it might not work for anybody else, but it motivated me. It made me mad. Yeah, it made me think, hey, he's not the only one. He's just got the balls to say what everybody else is thinking. And so I just kind of took it as a personal challenge, and plus was praying a lot, and I wanted to be thin anyway. You know, I had nobody really. People can say what they want. Nobody really wants to be overweight. If anybody wants to be overweight, they're out of their mind, because they really are. I don't mean that bad. I make God a promise that I'd never make fun of nobody, and I won't. I have a totally different approach than Craig, and I get tickled at him, yeah, but I go about things differently. But he's right. There is no advantage to being fat. And if I know that it's a struggle, but I tell people all the time, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I eat 2,000 calories a day. I get up, and a lot of times I don't take a bite till 3 or 4 o'clock, because when in the morning, well, thank God I don't get hungry in the morning. I just don't. And I'll eat a lunch, and I'll count my calories. I intermittent fasted, and I actually did most of that on accident because I just ate so late. And I'd eat me a couple thousand calories. You can eat 1,000 calories twice a day, and you can lose all the weight in the world. Unless you're a woman, you got to cut down. But I counted calories, and I intermittent fasted, and I just took it as a personal challenge to, get it done. And thank God in heaven, I did get it done with his help.
So that's how you did it. You did it with watching the calorie intake and then doing intermittent fasting too.
Yep. And Craig was talking about oatmeal, about gaining weight with oatmeal. I actually ate my first meal of the day, or my last meal of the day, would be oatmeal, and I would eat a big old fat bowl of oatmeal. Now there might be 1,000 calories in it, but you got to realize I'm allowed 2,000 calories a day. Well, you eat a big old bowl of oatmeal, I don't care who you are, that's going to fill you up. And then you got one more good meal that you can eat and lose weight.
So you still eat oatmeal then?
Not like that. I eat a little different now that I've got down and lost weight. I still eat oatmeal, but I don't rely on it like I did when I was losing weight. When I was losing weight, I relied on certain foods like oatmeal, fruit, low calorie. Now I just I've got to where I just don't have an appetite like I used to. I go and eat we went to Knoxville to get these stitches out of my neck. I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday, the day you called. And no, that was the day after I talked to you. And I ate went and ate Chinese. And I ate one plate of Chinese and went over and got me a couple of sweets. That's all I ate the rest of the day. I didn't eat nothing else. If I'd ate anything else, I ate a bowl of cereal that night.
So were you doing any exercising at all?
I haven't done any exercise hardly at all, just because of my condition I'm in.
Right, because you've got the spinal issues and hip issues. And did you say you had both your hips replaced and your knee?
I've got a club foot. It was replaced when I was a kid. I've got my right knee's been replaced. Both hips have been replaced. I've had a sinus surgery, and I've had 4 leg surgeries in the last 10 months. And I think I'm going to have maybe one more. They want me to have my shoulder. I fell. I got home after my last big surgery. I was hurt, and I'd been home maybe a month. And they said, "Man, whatever you do, don't fall." And I don't know what happened. I walked in the bedroom, got up one morning, walked out, fell, and broke my arms in 3 spots up the top. And my wife weighs 135 pounds, and she was able to get me on the floor. And I thought, man, if I was what I used to be, they'd have to call ambulance out here.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Tow truck.
98% of the people that have a physical condition like you had would get fat and just sit back and say, well, I'm fat because I can't do anything. I have a physical condition. There's nothing I can do about it. And you didn't accept that. But a lot of people that's what they would. I'd say 98% of the people had your problem. They would be fat and they'd still be fat, and that's what they would blame it on. They would say, I can't do nothing, and that's why I'm fat. Well, you gotta not eat. People try to think, you can't gain weight unless you eat. It's impossible. So if you decide you wanted to lose the weight and screw your physical condition, you just quit eating. And that's kind of what I did. I quit eating. If you just quit eating, you'll lose the weight. So you people out there that that have these conditions, quit using this as an excuse. It's just an excuse.
Yeah, you can lose weight and sit on your butt. I mean, but you got to.
You can.
I eat what my wife told me the other day. She said it's not like you've ever even been on a diet, because I don't overeat, but I don't do without. I do eat. I don't eat in the morning. I just don't have appetite in the morning, and thank God I don't. Because if I ate 3 meals a day, it would be a lot harder on me to.
Well, one thing that you did mention, and you said you got a divorce. Now, that might have had something to help you along there, because that divorce,
Griff's a proponent on that divorce diet.
Yeah. If you want to lose weight, just go cheat on your wife and let her catch you, because it'll fall off. Or do something to get divorced, because the weight will just shed automatically, because I think you just wet it off.
Well, I'll tell you what, Griff, my first wife was such a bad cook that when we did get divorced, I gained weight.
Well, how did you meet that new one? How'd you get that new one so fast? The one that takes care of you so good?
I actually went to high school with her, and I didn't remember her. And she saw me on Facebook and spoke to me, and I asked her out, and we started going out, and she had been to I think one concert in her life, and it was a Chicago or Rod Stewart concert, and Lynyrd Skynyrd came to Knoxville right before Gary died, and she said, she called me. She said, I want to go, and I was like, real good, and I said, well, we'll go before we get down there, and I was expecting to see Gary. When I found out Gary wasn't going to be on stage, I told her, I said, let's just go. She said, what? I said, I'm leaving. I said, I'll come down and see Gary. I'm gone. And nothing against none of those. I was kind of mad. Gary,
right. You're disappointed.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I didn't know he was sick and all that, And she said, no. She said, well, I'm staying. And they did. They put on a good show. And but anyway, we just got closer and closer. And I just thought, man, this is the coolest chick I ever met in my life. I mean, she, when you find one don't want to argue, and it's easy going. And
well, you hit the lottery, because I don't think that's you must have found a unicorn woman, because that's a rarity right there. And you were fat when you met her, and she still liked it. So yeah, man, you got a winner there.
She did too.
Well, that's great. I'm glad she helped you out like that.
Couldn't have done it without her, Griff. I couldn't. No kidding. I would have been in a rest home. But I think I don't give her enough credit either. She never one time encouraged me or said anything about my weight. Not one time. And I told her, I said, I'm going to be thin one of these days. And she never one time said, no, you won't, doubted me. And she just stuck around, and the kid just kept coming off, and Craig kept insulting and insulting.
Yeah.
So we become buddies. I like Craig. I talk to Craig. And he gets it. And people need to put their feelings aside. This is a serious matter. If you think about it, I was a heart patient. I'm no longer a heart patient. Matter of fact, the only reason I take a blood pressure pill is because of the heart attacks I had when I was fat. I take a 5 milligram lisinopril, and I asked the doctor, I said, my blood pressure's getting low. He said, well, I'm sorry, I can't really go much lower. He said, and you've had heart attacks. He said, you got to take this pill, protect your kidneys. If it wasn't for that, I don't even have high blood pressure anymore. I had high blood pressure, diabetes, both hips gone, heart attacks. I mean, just on and on and on because of my weight. And once the weight left, what happened, I flipped a lawnmower last summer, and that caused a lot of the neck problems, and I had a bad, I played football in high school and played in college, and even with that club foot. And so I've done some damage early on, but no doubt, but flipping that lawnmower and it landing on top of me the way it did caused the surgeries and,
So it sounds like you got all the surgeries behind you now, and now you've lost the weight. Now you guys can just start celebrating, do whatever you want to do, and just I imagine, every now and then you can go get your bowl of ice cream and stuff like that. Now that you know how to lose it, you can celebrate a little bit, and and your wife, she's gonna probably keep you happy, and as long as you're happy, you're not going to be in there depressed eating out of the refrigerator. Get some of those refrigerator magnets too to keep you tuned up. So if you go
I have to send him some of them. Yeah, I put my picture up here to where I was 80 pounds overweight. My chubby cheek. Look at that big old chin under there I had.
Yeah, your head looked like it was swollen, Craig.
Oh, I've had a big old water head. Yeah,
you kind of look like Elvis in the later years. Look, give me a banana peanut butter.
These are the pictures that I saw that I went, oh my God, that's me. I went, oh my God, that's when I started losing weight, when I saw these pictures here of me during that time at that event.
Did you save your clothes, Craig, in case you get fat again?
No. No,
yeah.
I did not.
I was in a 46, and I can get in a 34 right now.
Wow. Yeah.
I was in a 40. I could wear a 44, but it was tight. I was a 46, and I can get I wear a 36 just because I like my pants a little bit loose, but I can in 34 is easy.
Wow. I wear a 32. I think the shorts I have on are 34, but yeah, I normally wear 32s.
Well, that's a great story, man, and it just goes to show you that all these people that are bashing Craig, and then looky here, you got a guy who lost a bunch of weight, and he's on here telling everybody that Craig had a lot to do with it, and it's a miracle.
Honestly, it kind of is. When you think about it, when you're 360 plus pounds and you know that you've got that far to go, it's easy to get overwhelmed. I understand how people get overwhelmed, but if I had any advice for anybody, it would be just keep on sticking with it. And if you hear someone talking about cheat days, honestly, you can't have you don't have cheat days. You really don't. Not if you want to lose weight. If you want to have cheat days, you're not going to lose weight, because what you'll do is you'll gain on that cheat day what you lost. You started.
True. Yeah, you will. Yeah.
So you just got to stick with your guns.
You got to. Now, this where I'm at now. My wife went out and got some ice cream over there. I said, I wish she had got ice cream. She got one of those big, not one of those little square boxes, but a big old tub of ice cream. I said, honey, that's my weakness. And I ended up eating it in 2 days. And I weighed like 4 pounds, but I starved for the next 2 days and got it off, But you can't really do that when you're losing and when you're in weight loss mode. If you do, you won't lose it.
What was your did you have an average weight loss? Like mine was about 2 pounds a week. I lost about 8 pounds a month. It took me 10 months to lose 80 pounds. I lost about 2 pounds a week.
Mine was erratic. I would maybe lose a couple of pounds, and then one morning wake up, and I go maybe 3 or 4 days not weigh, and then one morning wake up and I've lost maybe 7 or 8 pounds. And
Well,
then
I did that too. Yeah, I'm talking about on a monthly thing. Yeah, because you'll go a whole week and you'll go, I didn't eat nothing this week. I didn't lose no weight, but then it'll come off all at once. Then
I'd say
that's true. Yeah,
20 pounds, 15 to 20 pounds a month when I was really hit, And there was times I could go days. If you can go days, you will not starve yourself. If you can go 2 or 3 days and just eat a sandwich here and there, I mean, I promise you won't starve. I hear people like, I'm going to pass out. This shoot. I went days and ate, a couple sandwiches. I mean, it won't kill you.
Right. You'll have hunger pains though, but you get over those hunger pains after a couple hours. Especially in the morning, people have hunger pains. I think that's the worst. But if you just fight them off, it'll before you know it, you're not hungry.
Was there certain things that you were eating, or that you were stopped eating, or what? What were you eating to lose weight?
I stopped eating corn. I was eating a whole lot of oatmeal, still eat a lot of cereal, and I drink a lot of almond milk. Instead of drinking, a lot of people like the regular milk, and that's okay.
I quit drinking milk.
I do the almond milk. And
I don't drink milk at all anymore.
It's fattening as it can be. Milk is.
I stick good for you either.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter's got a lot of fat in it. I actually quit eating mayonnaise, and I love mayonnaise. I quit drinking a lot of pop. I buy water now. For the most part, I'll drink some pop, but for the most part, I drink water, and I get those little packets where you can get them an energy or a hydrate or whatever. They're probably not good for you. I probably don't eat like I need to as far as what they do put in our foods.
I like Duke's mayonnaise every now and then.
I like Duke's mayonnaise. I like Helmut mayonnaise. Yeah. But tuna fish, you can eat all the tuna fish you can handle. You can eat 20 bananas a day and lose weight.
Really?
You can eat. Well, they got about 80 calories, and if they want you at my size, I should be eating about 2,200 calories, and I try to stay around 2,000. And you got what, 80, 90 calories in a banana, and it's all about calories.
So you eat about 2,000 calories a day, and you still lose weight.
Well, I've leveled off a little bit now, but if I want to lose weight, I'll drop a couple hundred calories. And in couple weeks time, I'll lose 5-6 pounds. But
so about 1,500 calories, you'll be losing weight then.
Oh, I'm losing weight good at 1,500 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I first started, I was eating 3,200 calories and losing weight. Because you got to realize, when I first started, I was 350, 360 pounds. And so every now and then you got to readjust if you're counting calories. Once you get down to a spot that you're not losing anymore, or it's getting real slow, go back into your calorie calculator and start over, because you're going to have to drop 300, 400, 500 calories, or you ain't gonna lose weight.
So you were that guy that when you got on the airplane, people were looking at you like, I wonder if he's going to sit here.
I was a big boy. Yeah.
Did you have to get a seatbelt extension?
No, I actually, Griff, I held it pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
Held it pretty good, but I was still a big old fat boy, you know.
But
And
was the sides of your ass touching the seats or anything, or like that armrests, or
I
no?
wasn't. I'd say I wasn't one of those that smelled, you know. But I I probably was the guy you want to sit next to you know. But I wasn't sloppy, but I was fat. I was a big old fat boy, you know.
Well,
And then,
God bless you. You're doing great now, man, and that's just it's phenomenal. That I mean, it's a miracle, and the miracle is you found you a good woman that fast. I'm intrigued more about that than I am about you losing weight, because
she's the best. She's the best girl.
because that's really good. You had somebody to help you, you know.
She does.
And did you go? Are you going na 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 at your ex-wife?
I'm allowed to talk to her. She was a piece of cake now, or a piece of work now, buddy. She caused me a lot of problems. She got EPOs against me. I've never hit a woman, and anybody that knows me knows that. This woman had several EPOs on different guys, and I married her. Didn't know that. And she tried to throw me out when she first got pregnant. She got pregnant not long after we got married, and she tried to have me thrown out, and did have me thrown out. And her mother wanting rent money, and I said, "Well, she wants rent money. She's going to have to get herself a job." And it wasn't a few days. She called back crying, wanting to get back together, and she just fruity. She's just one of those people, you know. Very mean spirited person. You know, you've seen them. And
well, my first wife, after we broke up, she was going around telling everybody that I used to beat her all the time. And I said, that's a damn lie. All I did was choke her. I never beat her. I choked her one time, but I didn't beat her. But then I realized, when she started turning blue, I better let her up. But back then I probably deserved what she did to me. I don't know. I wasn't the nicest guy back then either. So, but yeah. Well, Brian, you can stick around, and I don't know, Craig. I think we ought to just jump right into the drawing, man, and forego any comments and questions. I'll save them for the next podcast, because we've had a pretty good, interesting podcast so far, and these folks probably want to see if they won. Brian, or you might win. If you win, that's going to be crazy, man.
If he drives 33 or 34.
Is your wife in there too?
Yeah, she's in there too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's hope you win. If you do, that's going to be crazy.
That will be crazy.
And Craig, haven't you been sitting down preparing everybody's packages and getting them ready to mail out?
Man, I said I spent the whole morning with a stack of autographs, sitting here signing autographs. I was just laughing. I said, so a stack of autographs. I mean, a stack of them.
That just means you're popular.
I just laugh, and I said, "This is just the funniest thing." Yeah, it's pretty humorous, and I sent some stuff out today. But I still got a lot more stuff. No, Kathy Godsey, I didn't send your dream catcher out yet, and no, Griff, I didn't send your money out yet either.
Well, when we get it, it's gonna.
I gotta send you
Christmas.
That bong back. He said, just keep that bong and we'll make it a prototype. I said, no, I'll just send it back to you.
Yeah, I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
So, yeah, they've named that one Leaky, and no,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to write all these names down. We got so many names for this bong. It's funny.
Yeah, I got some stuff is ordered that is going to seal those bongs up on the inside. So Craig's going to mail that one back to me, and I'm going to waterproof it, and then if I have to, I'll fix whatever.
Yeah, Yeah, it didn't. It didn't.
Oh, it looks good. Yeah, it
Yeah,
still
it
looks
didn't do
good.
nothing. Yeah, it just gave it a little character. That's
Yeah,
all.
it needed a little character.
Yeah.
It's
So
gone through research and development, you know.
yeah, well, not quite. I'm still using. I knocked it over here on the pre-show when I had to cover that window up. I knocked it over and knocked all the water out of
Well,
it.
it's built tough now.
Yeah.
It's built tough. It's all glued and screwed, man.
Yeah. So that one will have quite a history by the time somebody wins that one.
that'll be one that you'll want to
That's
either put.
that's the original. Now we'll
Yeah,
have to write a document up for that one. Say, we're going to write a document up for all of them,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the original there. All right, we'll quit the jibber jabber, and we're gonna reach inside this jar here, and I'm gonna try to get this number right now. I want you to double check it.
Yeah, we got Brian here. He's going to help me.
That's why I held that thing up to the camera so you could read it.
Did you hear what happened the last time, Brian? I read the number. It was I said it was 43.
I gotta
It was
hold this thing up.
143.
I was holding that thing down there. I can't do that. I gotta hold this thing up.
Don't hit yourself in the face with it.
I gotta hold this thing up and draw numbers so you can see that. Yeah.
See, he's not looking at it. I can tell.
Now you can see that I'm not doing nothing. There's the one that's gonna stick to my fingers right there. Oh, God.
152.
Try again.
152.
Now, see, I thought that just said 52.
Well, we've got more than 152 entries, don't we? We got 167.
Make sure that's what that says.
Yeah.
152. That's what that says. It ain't 157, is it? No, it's
152.
Yeah, let me look at it.
Yeah, everybody's out there hoping we're going to screw up.
Yeah, 152.
Because they always make out when we screw up.
Yeah.
But we don't mind screwing up.
152. Okay, who's 152? Oh, how about that? James. 152.
James Dolan. That's a name that sounds familiar.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations, James Dolan. You are the baby daddy.
Yeah, James Dolan. How about that?
And he's not going to have to wait as long as everybody else to get his package.
Yeah, we're going to send that stuff out real quick. And I think you're the last winner of this. Yeah, you're the last winner of this spring giveaway.
That's right, yeah.
And all we got is that fishing lure. I think we got one of them left. And you're the last winner of the spring giveaway. And you're going to win the $50. And we're going to have to think about what we're going to give away here on the next round. We haven't really talked about it or decided nothing. So maybe Monday or Wednesday we can let you know what you're. I guess we're going to keep giving shit away. Stupid shit.
Yeah, we got stupid shit to give away, you know.
We're going to keep giving stupid shit away. Maybe we'll give away a dollar bill, a foreign bill from overseas that was on the plane or something. We'll give something. Yeah, for the beginning of summer giveaway, the first thing of the summer giveaway. Yeah, we got a
July.
The end of the
July
spring.
4th is coming up.
And, end of the spring. This is the last giveaway for the end of the spring. Now the beginning of the summer giveaway. This is the beginning of the summer giveaway next week. Here, what are we going to give away? We don't know. We got some stupid shit we're going to give away. We do know that though. So tune in and find out what kind of stupid shit we're going to give away.
And it's usually
Guitar Roadie show.
it's going to be worth it. Yeah, it's
We
good.
done jibber jabber or
Yeah,
what have
one
we
more
got?
thing I was going to mention before we log off of here is I talked to Sally Arnold yesterday and on email, not on the phone, and she asked me, "Hey, did you get the books?" I should have sent her an email and said I got the books. That would have been the cordial thing to do, and I was going to do that, but time it just escapes me here lately. But she sent me an email and she said, "Hey, when am I going to be able to come on the podcast?" And I was like, "Well," I sent her another email and I said, "Whenever you're ready." So she's hopped up, ready to go, come on the podcast. So cross your fingers and let's hope that she don't watch any of them and decides to come on here, because if she sees them, she'll probably go, "I'm not going on there."
Yeah, she's 5 hours earlier than us, so we'll have to do it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, at her convenience. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Brian, man, you're not any relation to Billy Gibbons, are you?
It's my brother. No,
That's your
I'm
brother?
well,
Grow that beard out, man, and you can be Brian, I tell you what, man, you've done good. You lost a lot of weight at 6'4", 6'5". If you're weigh like around 200 pounds, I'd say you're where you need to be at
yeah,
that weight, you know?
hey, I did want to holler at somebody. I talked
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Peggy
Go ahead.
Smith. I talked to Peggy.
Peggy
And-
Smith. Okay.
And Peggy said to say hey. So hello, Peggy, and hello, Kathy Keeble. But with Peggy, I'm not going to say what she told me, because I want her to. If she comes on, I think she's going to come on. She told me there was a story told the other day. It wasn't nothing bad. It wasn't no big deal. But she said that she could correct that story. And I'll send you, I'll find out.
Yeah, we like being corrected, because we don't want to be putting any misinformation about anything out there, you know.
Somebody in the comments had made a comment.
I'm always politically corrected.
Oh, it was somebody in the comments?
Had made a comment about a certain something. I'm not going to say, because I'm afraid
Right.
she'd get.
Yeah.
But anyway, she probably wouldn't, but I'm not going to say anyway. But anyway, she said that that wasn't right. And she had a picture with her and Ronnie. And she said the night that's supposed to happen, she said it's the same night this picture was taken. And that person did not get this or whatever, that certain date or whatever it was. It wasn't no real big deal. And she wasn't
Right. Yeah.
she was just helping somebody maybe a little bit.
Well, there's people on the comments straighten us out all the time. Yeah. You know, we like it. We like to be straightened out when we don't want anybody to get any miskinformation, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't no big deal. And she does know Ruby
Star.
Ruby Star, yeah.
She did. Makes you care for me telling this. She did say that Ruby Star wanted that jacket, but that she didn't get the jacket because Ronnie had a jacket similar to it. And she wanted to keep it because it was kind of like Ronnie's jacket. You know, not his jacket, but it was similar to his jacket. So she kept the jacket. But Peggy's a cool chick, and she's got a lot of good pictures that she would probably share. She's kind of like the female Craig Reed with pictures. She got a lot of old pictures of them. And but anyway, I think she's going to come on the show, and I did want to give her a shout out. She asked for one, and I was proud to be able to give her one. And I appreciate you guys having me on, both of you.
We appreciate you coming on, Brian. And good. And this congratulations to James Dolan, number 152. You are the winner, and you'll be getting your gift sooner than the other people had to wait, I would say.
Yeah. I gotta get that stuff out. Yeah. Gotta get it out here for the spring giveaway. Gotta get that stuff out. I told everybody I was gonna get it out for the summer, so I gotta get her done, you know. So So yeah. So is there anything else?
That's it. Happy Friday.
All right. Okay, yeah. Happy Friday and happy summer. Y'all have a good summer this 2024. May it be a good summer and a good November 5th. God, we need it, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, and hopefully you can sit out on your porch and play your kazoo when you get it in the mail.
Yeah, and yeah, and happy trails to you until we meet again, and see you later, alligator. And
Well, I don't imagine my audience is much more different than normal, regular people. 80% of people out there are fat, so I imagine 80% of people watching are fat. So, but
and yeah, cut.